Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Prison Architect, returning to the Gangland prison. And I've been doing some thinking of what I would do with the rest of the prison. And I'm thinking what I'd probably like to do is just in this area down here, I might even set up another canteen. And then we have this room over here that I'm not using, and I might set that up as a kitchen. Now, I know the kitchen isn't attached to the canteen, but what we can do is, because this kitchen would be in between the main canteen and the secondary canteen, I think it could probably supply both. Not exactly sure 100% how that would work. But oh, and there goes deficit because we're getting more tasers. I will have 4 prisoners coming in, which should give me some cash, and I have decent intake of cash. They're still using this area to take supplies in and out of the prison, which I'm really not a fan of. I kind of wish they would stop that. But it is what it is. I also want to rebuild the visitation eventually so that I can get a bunch of boosts in here, because that would be my main way that I'd like to do this, so that we don't have prisoners being handed off things. It just took me realizing that the visitor booth is here and utilities for some odd reason. But as far as I can tell, the prisoner booths are... Oh, they're 2x2. I thought they were 2x3. If we did that... Okay. Let me go into planning here. So if I had 2x2... Oh, it doesn't let me... Oh, yeah, it does let me do that. Okay. We put them roughly in the middle. Let's say we do it here, right? And we go out like that, right? So this allows me to fit 3.5, and then we would be kind of stuck here, right? But if we knocked out this wall, and we expanded it out to here, and of course we move this door, in theory, we could go all the way up to here, which would allow me to do 2 more boos. And I kind of like that idea. Ooh, we got something going on. Oh, yay, another prisoner died. We have a tunnel over there. I think that's unlikely with its placement. But who knows? I probably need to put more guards on the canteen. I need to stop these deaths from happening. And whenever we have violence, it's almost always ends in death. And I don't want to get fired, that's for sure, so... Alright, well, I'm assuming we already had our intake, so I'm going to put it down to 1 for now, 1 being the dead guy. And I missed the reception of the prisoners, I think, so... by a decent margin. Yeah, I know. Okay. So I think I'm going to start on this. So, dismantle. And then when that's done... What have you been up to? Little naughty boy. I think I want to prevent that kind of stuff too. So I'm probably going to start fencing off areas like this so these guys can't go for a walk and go and get contraband. So... yeah, I'm going to start doing that. I don't have the cash for it, though, so... I'm going to have to chill for now. Alright, objects. Put the door over here. And then I won't have cash to... fill out this wall just yet. Holy crap. Yeah, okay, we need more guards. Oh, man. Alright, the prisoners are being a little uppity lately, huh? Just after somebody died, too. Well, that time nobody died, but I think they were chiefly going after the guards with that. Let me take a look at programs while I'm thinking about other things. So we've got parole hearing. Oh, there is actually somebody wanting to do this. So let's see. No teacher. This is probably where I need that other office. Oh, I get it now. I couldn't do the behavioral because the one psychologist I had was doing the alcoholics thing. All right, well, let me take a look at this. More people want to do the behavioral, so I'm going to stop this. And that might actually save me some money. Let's see. Yeah, okay. We'll do the alcoholics thing a little bit later. I obviously need to have more psychologists and hence more offices. Well, I could make this the offices. Let me take a look at the rooms, the office rooms. Like, what does it actually need to count? So, let's see. Office, office, office. Here you are. Just needs to be a minimum size and needs to have an office desk, a chair, and a filing cabinet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because it doesn't need to be enclosed, we'll just stick the offices in this area here. So office, where are you? Here. Needs to be 4 by 4. The problem is I can't make 2 distinct offices. It will just make it one office, which is not what I want. So even though I have the room to do that, technically I can't. But I can do something like that. And those count as 3 offices. And then I need the equipment. All right, well, I really only need 1. And I already have the stuff to do it, so it's not really that big of a deal for me to do this. We're just going to do that. Do that. And I had that other psychologist, but all right, well, I'm glad I figured that out. And then we'll get the alcoholics program going as soon as I get the cash to actually hire a psychologist. But right now we're just running a deficit, but I can't do a whole lot about. So I guess we just go on fast speed here and let the day work itself out. We definitely have plans for things. And eventually, I'll get enough cash to make those things happen. I wish I could get MaxSec, because the MaxSec actually pays you more. But they're never available. I only have MediumSec, and it's always 100. Like, it never goes less than that. But we didn't have anybody go to a parole hearing, so more than likely we're not going to have any releases anytime soon. Wow. Constantly catching people with contraband. I'm glad the metal detectors are out there stopping that stuff, but... Oh, and we get money from the shops. That's interesting. We just keep fluctuating or under or around about 2,000 in the hole. A lot of that is because I did the finish work over here. Well, actually over here on the cell block, which I really didn't need to do. And then tomorrow morning we'll get $500 for the prisoner intake. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything more than that. All right, reoffending rate is starting to go down. Security and punishment has gone down, though. Reform, I think, went up, though, so that's good. Health is about the same. I don't know how you make the health any better, honestly. That's one thing that I never really could figure out. I mean, we have all these programs going on. Do you have to make this bigger? Do you have to get more doctors? I don't really know. Get them to stop doing drugs and booze and other stuff? Well, I'm trying to. Just not happening. First off, we're confiscating the drugs. And then secondly, we're trying to do treatment programs. The alcoholics thing, yeah, it ended because we didn't have enough psychologists, which, again, wasn't something I didn't really understand. Because I don't think I had ever tried to run the behavioral thing. And it looks like even if you have more chairs in an office, you can't get any more people than just the one person. I also find it interesting that, from what I could see, some programs were not really getting people in certain slots. So, honestly, we're wasting our time with some of this stuff. Oh, you know what? I've actually finished one of the education things. That's interesting. So we probably want to run the next level, don't we? All right, well, let's go into programs here. And we need the next level of... But nobody's interested, though. Even though we've got people passing the foundation, 6, we don't have anybody actually interested over here. They have to have the foundation, though. It's possible that the people that passed ended up getting paroled. So, that's something that could have happened as well. But I'd like to run that if I could. The only thing is, though, then I'd have to find a way to get a slot in there that they could actually do it. Like, for instance, I can't do the carpentry thing because... Well, you know what? Maybe I can. Let's see. Carpentry, start, edit schedule. Alright, so where is it? It would be under workshop. So, I could do the carpentry at a different time. Yeah. Or I could expand the work regime. So, let's stop that for now. Let's figure out our regime. Alright, I'm going to slow things down a little bit while I take a look at this. But I still need to obviously go through time because balance things. Okay, so one easy way I could do this is I could switch the periods here so that normal sec has to wait a little bit longer for meal time and then they get a 4-hour work period. So we would do this, and then the eat period for max sec would be here, and then they'd have free time there. And then we'd have a work period here, 4 hours. Okay, with that done, let's now go and take a look at the programs. So, we've got workshop safety. People have passed it. It looks like both groups are pretty good here. So let's edit the schedule. Workshop safety is going to get moved to up there. And then we're going to grab carpentry. Okay. The problem I have is I can't do... The foundation of education is just too big. I would need an entirely different classroom to be able to run that. And that's where we start to have problems. Now, I could have that classroom be over here, and that would be no issue. It would just be a smaller classroom. And honestly, that wouldn't be that bad of a thing. Because what I could do is I could stick a couple offices in here, and then make the rest of it school, and just use this office as the behavioral psychologist, so we have more of that going. Or, you know, alcoholics or whatever. Unfortunately, I get money and then I lose it. We didn't have anybody die, did we? No, okay. So we're having people get paroled. Alright, well, let's get some intake then. Of 2. Alright, well, we can work things out, I think. As a matter of fact, I don't see a reason why I can't just set up the next office. So, let's me grab the room. And then we need more juice. Alright, we got a lot of violence going on. Nobody died, I don't think. Because otherwise this would have dropped. Alright. Well, we took care of it. We have enough guards in this area that it got taken care of. That is a lot of blood, though. Okay, gonna do that other office, so... I know office is one of the green things. I just can't... At least I think it's one of the green things. Oh, I'm hovered right over it. Alright, there we go. We'll put that there. And then we need... I'd have to actually buy the office desk and the filing cabinet. So you know what? I'm just going to not have that room for now. And we'll just know that we can do that if we need to. Alright. Well, I think I want to hire that... Wow, my daily cash flow is really plummeting, too. I don't really know why. I guess I am running a lot more programs now. Let's take a look at the... Okay, drug addiction. Where's the carpentry? Isn't it on here? Oh, okay, so we have a couple people in there. Maybe a waste of money to have that. Is nobody doing the school anymore? Because we're in the work period right now and nobody's there. Huh. I mean, we have people... Oh, not many are interested. And 0 are interested here. So, I guess we'd stop these? I mean, there's no reason having something that nobody's interested in. Yeah, I guess we stop with the school. Stop. That'll give me money. Then we do behavioral therapy. And then we'll get the alcoholics program running when I get another psychologist. Alright, well right now it's just low on money blues, I guess. Go back on fast speed. It'd be nice if we could get this built, but it's looking like that's a long way out because most of the way I can get income now through grants. These are things that are, I guess, I mean, technically we could do this, but we have to get somebody going through the carpentry apprentice program, which we have running, and then they have to make the beds. Okay, well, that's something that will maybe eventually happen. This will never happen if nobody ever goes through the education course. And I can't make them do it. I only have to have one prisoner do this. But I have to actually have them want to be through the program. I can't make them. And right now, there's only 2 people interested here and 0 people interested over here. So even if I started the program, nobody would attend. Oh, I guess we have to end one of these because we don't have a teacher. So we'll stop that. Yeah, see, nobody's attending. And there's nothing I can do about that. So, and I guess there's no reason to have anything where there's nobody attending it, right? So, and eventually we'll be able to stop the... All right, so I started the education program again. Yeah, see, nobody's attending. So, again, I'm not going to run something that nobody attends. Because that costs me money. Seems like everything else we're doing just fine, though. And then, again, once I can afford a psychologist, I'll hire them, and then we'll be able to do the alcoholics program again. All right, well, hopefully, eventually, we'll get that cash up a little bit better. It just kind of keeps floating. A lot of that is just the taser program. We keep having guards get tasers, and that's draining my cash big time. But we'll get about $1,000 when the prisoners come in. That will allow me to hire the psychologist. Because they're about $1,000 to buy. And then we'll be able to run the alcoholics program again. And this is something that, you know, again, unless I did something where I did, like, dorms just to get that prisoner capacity up to 200. But think about it. The amount of money that I get for completing this doesn't really justify the fact that I'm going to be having 200 plus prisoners in here that I have to now deal with. There are 2 more grants that I could eventually get. And I could always do the inmate nutrition, but this is crazy. At first, if you do the serve 3 high variety, high quality meals, oh, the prisoners are happy. But serve a single low quality, low variety meal for 2 days, I would have a riot. Especially with the prisoner population where it is. So that's unlikely to happen anytime soon. I don't even have this much. I don't even have the 10 prisoners passing the education program. Oh, no, I have. So really, I am really close to doing this. I just... Okay, we had something go on. I have to take a look at it here. Nobody died. Slow it way down here because I think we just got our intake. And I'm actually looking at a decent amount of cash now. So it looked like more fighting over in the canteen. Nobody died, fortunately. Reoffending rate is starting to really drop, so that's good. Punishment's back up to 8. Reform's at 2. Security is, I think it was at 2, but now it's up to 3. Health still remains at -3. Again, I wish there was some kind of pop-up that would give you an indicator. You know, what could you do to improve this? Because I really don't know. All right, well, any case, I have first things first. Let's hire ourselves a psychologist. Put him over there. And then we can go ahead and do the alcoholics program again. And I'm just going to do this manually. So we've got... common room. We'll do alcoholics group and alcoholics group. And we'll see in a second here how that's running. But let's see. Where's the alcoholics group? All right, yeah, that's a fair queue there. All right, there's a lot more people interested in the education program, so let's go ahead and start that up. All right, education. All right, so we got a couple people in there. I guess I could do it so that both groups can do it. So let me go back to the schedule here. So we can set up foundation education there too. And let's see. Yeah, I'm not getting anybody in that latter or actually earlier group. Nobody in MaxSec is interested. And getting somebody interested into this is going to be a problem. Looks like. Well, I guess that's how we're going to run things. For now. But what are you up to? Shop is running nicely, it looks like. Oh, shivs. Not good. Do I have any progress on those beds? Doesn't look like any. Alright, well. Now, according to that, I just lost prisoner capacity. Ah. Tunnel. Naughty boy. Alright, so this is the first time we've actually had a legit tunnel. Good job, guard dogs. Okay, and now I want to get on... You know, one of the problems I have, though, I want to fence off some of these areas so the prisoners can't go and get contraband, but I actually have to finish construction of some areas to really block it off. So until that happens, it's not likely that we'll be able to really prevent it. Okay, so I have a little bit of cash in my pocket, but I doubt enough that I can do a lot of moving around here, but I definitely can put a wall there. Another thing I could do is I could fire a lot of my workforce because they're sitting around not doing anything. Which might be a good call. But they're just little things here and there that I want to change that I really can't change right now. And it's bugging me. But it's... Ooh, another tunnel. Now, that could be a legit tunnel. But... now we're going to need some intake. We still have that turned on, I think. So... just speed on through here. When I get to about 5,000, I'll think about expanding this area. So that we can finally get the visitation area set up the way I want it to be. And really, it's just about getting rid of a lot of the contraband in the prison at the moment. Because we still are getting a lot of contraband. As a matter of fact, if I did a shakedown right now, I'm sure I'd find quite a lot. Yeah, see, there's only 2 people in here. So, yeah, for sure. There's no point in running programs. Yeah, like this. Why am I running this? Why am I running these programs? Oh, wait, no. Maybe I'm misreading this. Maybe this means that there are people queued. Because notice how they're... Oh, maybe that's only how many that could be in the program. Yeah, that's probably what it is. All right, so this is going to be stopped. See, with this, though, I get a little bit confused. So this is how many could. So if I stuck more chairs in the office, would that allow more people? Let's see. So I have chairs, so this is not really a problem. So we'll just do like that. I just want to see what happens when they do that. All right, so if we come back, go to programs. Okay, and then we go down to behavioral therapy. Oh, maybe I was looking at that wrong. Yeah, so that hasn't really changed anything for behavioral. There's only ever able to be one person in here. Let me see if I edit schedule and I add another one in here. Will there be somebody that goes into there? It doesn't look like it. All right, well, I'm going to stop this. Stop, stop. Nobody's attending. We're also going to do a stop of the workshop safety induction because nobody's doing that. Doesn't matter how many are interested. Nobody's doing it. We're going to stop this because nobody's doing that. We're going to stop this because nobody's doing that. It looks like we're finally done with the taser thing, so we can stop that. Spiritual guidance. Looks like only one group is doing it, so we're stopping that. I mean, with this, it says this many are interested, but when I click on it and I get it started, wherever it went, it's saying I don't have a teacher. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Probably where it's slotting it is the problem. But even if I did... All right, you know what? Here, I'll do it. I'll do it manually. So if we did that, workshop safety, it's saying a bunch of people are interested. Oh, okay. Now I've got people queued in there. All right. That's better. Parole hearing. I gotta take a look at these tunnels here in a second. Matter of fact, let's just pause. Kitchen safety. All right, so let's go back over here. Kitchen safety. Let's move the behavioral therapy down a little bit. So if people want to go to both, they can. Let me do kitchen safety. There. Okay. Will people be doing it? Yeah, but not this one. Oh, no, wait. I think that might count. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is the teacher, probably, right? And then this is who's there, so we'll stop that one. All right, well, you know what? I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. Still trying to figure out a lot of this stuff, but I think the programs, we're getting them where we need to be. I just wish there would be somebody that was actually interested in doing this so that we could get it done and then not have to worry about it. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.